So I once had a client that had been using the HumanOp technology as part of their human optimization performance process, hiring, optimizing, improving performance, conflict resolution. And that's what I want to talk about today. And one of the times that he hired somebody who was a great person, one of only 2 females in the entire group. There's only about 6 or 7 people in that group. And he figured that, well, because they get along so well, now there's 2 females there, he figured he'd sit them next to each other. To which, when I looked at their alchemies, one of them was gold, alchemy, and the other one was silver copper. Now, in our periodic table of alchemic compatibility and refinement, it is really far apart. In fact, so far apart that the minute they come within 10 feet of each other, there's an immediate energetic drain. So when he mentioned that he was going to do that, I said to him, I don't think that's a good idea. I know they get along, they're totally like besties, as he described them to be, because yeah, there's camaraderie. Now there's 2 females in the office instead of just 1. But I don't think they should be sitting next to each other, working with each other every single day, because their alchemy is so far apart that there will be an immediate energy drain, and they will be both pulled into the weaker state expression of themselves. To which he said, I don't know, I look at them and they seem like they get along really well. I said, okay, but I'm warning you, this may not work. So he did place them next to each other, and a few weeks later, I get this call, and I said, oh my God, wait, I don't know what to do. I said, what's going on? The 2 ladies, they hate each other, like catfighting all the time. They're constantly just at each other and just making these snide remarks. And I thought they were like besties. I was like, where are they sitting? It's like they're sitting right next to each other because I thought they got along so well. I was like, remember when I told you 3 weeks ago that might not be a good idea? Because yeah, but now they're fighting about all these. Let me tell you this. Let's do this first and see if it fixes it. He goes, okay. Move one of them to the other side of the office, okay? And then just do that for now, okay? They might think oh, okay, it's because they're fighting, they'll split them up and everything like that. And then let's check in about a week or so. He goes, that's it? I said, that's it. Remember, our technology makes things simple, okay? It may not be the easiest thing to do, but it's not complicated. The solutions are not complicated. And so about a week later, I get a phone call for him, and I said, you know, I always figured this technology was some kind of voodoo magic and everything, and I'm always waiting for the day that it doesn't work, but holy cow, you were right. I was like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Oh, you talking about the 2 girls? He goes, they're besties again. I was like, okay, so they're more than 10 feet apart, right? He goes, yeah. And then they made up, they went to lunch, they came back. After about a week or so, everything is bright as rain, and now the office, no drama, and everything is humming along swimmingly. I was like, so next time when I make a recommendation, especially when it talking about alchemic refinement, what are you gonna do? He says, I'm gonna listen. He says that, but you know, people are stove touchers. They'll do that all the time. So my encouragement for you is to not stove touch, right? So here's the thing, some basic rules of thumb, okay? If your alchemy is gold and you're encountering a copper environment or a copper item or a copper, that's really far apart. Remember, there's a whole silver band in the middle, right? Now, when you are gold, silver, silver, gold, there's a natural compatibility with the golds and the silvers, right? For the most part. If you're silver, you have a wide range of compatibility, so keep that in mind. But when it comes to the workplace, it's really, really important to keep this in mind. If you're not quite sure, you can always ask HumanOp Authentic Intelligence Engine based on the different types of alchemies and see which one is, what the level of compatibility is in terms of time that actually can be spent, right? If you look at your app, you'll notice that there's a number code next to your alchemy. If you go into the HumanOp Authentic Intelligence chat and you talk to Hi and say, hey, I have someone that has this alchemy with this number and someone else with this alchemy with this number, what is the amount of time or what is the range of compatibility that is there, right? That will be a simple, easy, straightforward way to do it. For example, if someone has an alchemy of 322 and another person has an alchemy of 430, you say, hey, I have two people with an alchemy of 430 and 322, which is the code right next to either your gold, silver, or your silver, gold, or silver, or whatever it may be, okay? It's right there in your core stats. You enter that in there and you ask them, hey, or ask hi and say, hey, what is the range of compatibility or tolerance between these two people? And hi will actually give you an answer if you want that level precision. But as a general rule of thumb, golds and silvers and coppers, it's that range and that band in the middle. And you want to make sure that if you are gold, silver, silver, gold, silver, those are the ranges. And then if you just kind of slide down that scale, if you write it all down, it's gold, gold, silver, gold, silver, silver, copper, copper, silver, copper. And then you just follow that range right there. You can kind of ballpark the level of compatibility. And if you have a large open workspace, it's really important that you kind of organize the open workspace or the bullpen or however you have it set up to have all the golds on one side, all the silvers in the middle, all the coppers on the other, as best as you can. And I'll tell you, if you don't already have that, watch your productivity go up by 25% or more just by organizing your open workspace, your open work area, arranging it by that dynamic, by alchemic refinement. And that way, you can take full advantage of your understanding of your people's alchemy.